Monday. We're happy to have you with us both on streaming video, pat.utahvalleylive.com, and on KHQ in 1480 AM. Thank you for taking time in your day to visit with us. I am very excited about my guest today. Of course, I enjoy all my guests, but I especially enjoy this one because I've known him a very, very long time. He said he was going to ask me questions on the air instead of me asking him. As long as he doesn't tell stories, then we're ahead. I have known Glenn Meggs for more years than I can think.
Probably 40 years.
That's a long. We grew up together.
I was just a youngster, so were you.
We met down in Newport Beach.
Yep.
And your mom was in network marketing as long as I can remember. It wasn't she? Long time over the years.
For all those years, yeah.
Yep. And then Glenn worked with me, which we're going to talk about a little bit. He has had bands. He's a singer. I've got so many questions for. Well, you don't want to go away because this is going to be interesting. And I've let friends in Newport Beach know that we're on the air. So a hi to you. And if you'd like to do a shout out back, we have a chat room, pat.utahvalleylive.com, and come on in the chat room and say hi to us. Make a comment, ask a question, be nice. We'll be back in just a minute. We're going to go to a couple of commercials, so don't go away. Stay with us.
You've heard ads to send your old jewelry off to a refiner. Stop. Here's a better idea. Take your old jewelry and diamonds to the Jeweler's Bench. We are conveniently located in downtown Provo at 275 North University Avenue. I'm Daniel Broadbent, owner of the Jeweler's Bench. We are experienced in selling and buying fine jewelry. We give you an honest evaluation of what your pieces are worth, then give you several options. The Jeweler's Bench can buy your jewelry for cash now, or sell it for you on consignment, or even repair it or make it into something new. We buy antique jewelry, broken, worn-out jewelry, new jewelry, coins, or any other kind of precious metal. We will evaluate and give you the best value for your diamonds. Gold is high. Now is the time to sell. You need to convert that valuable stuff that you are not using into something that you can use right now. Come to the Jeweler's Bench for an immediate free evaluation. We are open Monday through Friday, 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. at 275 North University Avenue, downtown Provo. We'd love to help you soon.
Hi, this is Monica. Every day from 9 to 10 in the mornings. The Monica Barber Hour, from pop culture and politics on Mondays to fun film Fridays. Join me and my co-host for entertainment and laughs. See you then.
Hi, I'm Roger Strong. I'm here to tell you about Tidbits of Utah County. No death, divorce, devastation, or destruction, just good news for good people. You'll find us everywhere in Utah Valley, in doctors' offices, restaurants, mechanic shops, anywhere that people wait. We have over 35 features of fun, family-friendly entertainment. To find a paper or to advertise, call Roger at 801-616-6288. Again, that's Roger at 801-616-6288. We're Tidbits of Utah County, the happy paper for Happy Valley.
Okay, we're back. Thank you for joining me today. I'm Pat Sheranian. With me is Glenn Meggs. I met him. Were you raised in Newport Beach?
In 1970 we moved there, so that's how long I've known you.
Where were you born and raised?
I was born in Sacramento and raised in San Francisco, and then when I was 13 we moved to Newport Beach.
So that's how long I've known you since then. Yeah, well, that's great. We're going to talk about all the things that have been going on in his life because I haven't seen him in years, and he resides in Lehigh.
That's correct.
With his gorgeous wife, who is on set with us, but not coming on the air today, another day perhaps. But I would want to catch up, Glenn. I just thought this would be such fun to do. I know that when I talked to you last week, because we had rearranged some schedules, I said, well, now where are you going to be and you said, we're going to Hawaii. Well, somebody has to get out of this cold weather, so I'm glad it was you, and I wish I'd gone.
Glad it's me too. Yep.
But you and your wife had your 30th wedding anniversary.
Actually, coming up on Wednesday.
Really?
No, not Wednesday. Coming up on the 13th. We're leaving on Wednesday. That's why Wednesday's a big day in my mind.
You haven't been to Hawaii.
No, we've been a couple times, but we're going for our 30th wedding anniversary.
Oh, okay, coming up.
And we'll be on Oahu on the 13th, which is our anniversary.
Oh, my goodness. How fun is that going to be?
Yeah, well, we've been 5 years. It's 25th we went, and then we're going again on the 30th.
That's pretty good. I'd keep that up. You got his feet to the fire on all of this? That is just great. Now I have to know, when you guys are over there, do you get involved in the group hula contests that they have going on the beaches and at the hotels?
No, surprisingly, I'm an introvert. I really am. Even though when I'm on stage,
your whole
I can
roof
perform.
is going to fall down. His
I-
wife passed out. I'm going to pass out.
I do not like getting up in front of crowds like that and doing an unrehearsed thing. I will not do the hula. I can guarantee you I won't do that.
I don't believe this. Hey, Faye Eccles, if you're watching and listening, do you believe this? Neither one of us believe it.
Put me on stage, I'm fine. But in real life, I don't like showing off and performing. It's just not my nature.
It's just not spontaneous. You
Right.
want the script.
I want it rehearsed. I want to know that I'm going to do well. Otherwise, I'm not doing it.
I thought you were a free spirit all this time. Now found out you're not.
Nope.
While I'm thinking about it, the LDS Chapel on Dover,
Yes.
the one we all attended for years, is having a reunion on the 17th and 18th of May. I got an email from Kay Brown yesterday, and we're all invited to turn up. So mark your calendar for that, Mom.
Well, that'll be fun.
And let's all go
That'd
down
be fun
there.
to see the old gang.
Yeah, they've redone the building
Of
several
course,
times.
most
over.
of the old gang lives in Utah
I
now.
know,
You
they've all
that.
moved up
Yeah.
here. A whole lot of people have moved up here. But I talked to my son, talked to Mark last night, and said, I was going to try and come down there, and they thought that would be fun. And so, yeah, I think we should do it. But let's catch up with you because Glenn is one of those people. He makes it look easy. Now he tells me he has to rehearse for everything. I don't believe it. But he makes it look really easy performing. And as long as I've known you, you've been a singer. And
I think my debut was in the Newport Beach Steak Road Show, and I sang for Faye Eccles. She cast me as the lead, and I was singing some ridiculous song, and that was probably my debut.
well,
Yeah.
we all thought you were very good, and you've been singing. So how long have you been in a group? You've been in quartets and.
Been in quartets. Right now, I'm mostly doing band. I'm playing drums and lead singing in a band. But I've done musical theater for quite a few years.
Let's talk about your band because we'd like to promote that. Are you where you can be hired? I mean, are you all here in Utah?
Yes, we're a local band. We're all seasoned musicians. Matter of fact, a couple of the members, Jack Pinkney and George Pinkney.
Oh, are they both in this?
They're both in the group. Yep.
Oh my
Very talented.
goodness.
Jack plays lead guitar and George plays keyboards and sings. And
Who else
then we've
is
got
in
my
this?
daughter, Heather.
This is Heather?
That's my daughter. She's a lead singer, fantastic
oh, my
voice.
Goodness.
Anything
is
I can
she
sing, you ought to hear her
darn-
sing.
Wow. And this is called Deja Vu.
Deja Vu. And we play classic rock, 60s and 70s rock and roll.
Oh, for goodness. Can you, if I turn this around and hold this up, it's a black and white, and we'll see if we can catch any of it. But Deja Vu. Oh, we'll refocus, and then we might have it. It didn't automatically focus for you, did it? That's going to be about it.
Anyway, I've got a couple of locals also that aren't Newport Beach or my daughter.
Hang on, don't go away. Stay there just a minute, Christian. Can you see this one? This is now this is a quartet with.
This is the old Overtones Barbershop Quartet from Newport Steak. That's me on the right, and then Jack Waller, and then Mike Rafferty, and the one on the far left is Michael Collier.
I just remember all of this. This is so fun. As long as we're here, let's talk about this one because he's behind the camera. This almost brought tears. I have not seen his dad or a picture of his dad in years and years, and your dad had bands from the time you were little.
Yeah, I grew up. He was a professional jazz pianist and vibe player.
But
And
let's
I grew
say
up in that environment. That's what he did for a living.
I've forgotten his first name.
Gene.
Gene Meggs. That's
Yep.
right.
And he had various groups, and I would go in. This picture is of me playing in a nightclub with him. I'd go in and sit
12
in.
years old?
12 years old. I'd go in and sit in on I'm probably 12 there. That's about when you met me.
Uh-huh.
That might look familiar
Well,
to you.
now,
from those
were
years
you
ago.
had you been up in the San Francisco area? Was he?
Yes, he was a jazz musician in the 60s. Played
Wow.
regularly in a club called China Smith's in Chinatown. And then we moved down to Newport Beach in 1970. And he continued to play music for a while. And then, as you mentioned, my mom was in the network marketing business.
Right.
And he really wanted to get out of the jazz music business because rock and roll had come and he didn't like rock and roll. And so he joined my mom in the network marketing business, and they did that successfully for 30 years.
Now he's passed away.
He's passed away. My mom is gone, and now my dad just passed away in this last October.
Oh, a great talent. They were great people, great looking couple.
Great.
Very talented.
Totally in love all those years, more
Yeah.
than 50 years they married.
Just amazing. Well, I didn't realize you came from a family. I thought it started with you. I didn't
No,
know the apple had fallen from the tree so close.
Actually, my grandparents had a band, a dance band, and they played in a band. So
You're kidding.
It comes a couple of generations. Yep. So
Oh my goodness, that is really fun. Well, now I have to ask, Jackie, do you play the piano or sing or dance, or she runs the show
She
at
does
home?
a little of all of that, actually.
Oh, okay. She's being very
yeah.
modest then. Okay, you'd have to. I remember, and I'm trying to remember exactly all the circumstances, but it seems to me either the 1976 Dance Festival in the Rose Bowl or the 1980 Sesquicentennial Rose Bowl, your band played the pre-music for that. Do you remember which one it was?
That was 1980.
Was it the 80?
Definitely. And that was the Grandland Singers that I was involved with.
That's
And
right.
we did the pregame show.
It was very Hollywood. All of that was very glamorous.
And weren't
stuff
you
going-
you were the producer of that event,
I was
right?
the overall production
Yep.
chair. Yeah, I think I talked about that one day on, well, maybe not on the air, but you were going to play some music, and then as it turned out, Elaine Cannon had called me about 2 weeks before the show, or I saw her up here, can't remember, but she wanted the girls between ages 12 and 14. They had to be 14 to be in the dance festival. So she wanted these 12 and 13-year-old girls to have something to do. And they had made their flags of liberty in white sheets and colored and whatever, and had them on large poles. And so we got to talking about what to do, and we figured we might get 500 to show up if we put a call out. So we put the call out to have these girls show up in dark skirts, white socks, and white blouses. And I somehow remember you playing music behind this. It was unrehearsed, but I said, okay, Elaine, you have to lead these kids across the stage, across the football field at the Rose Bowl. So she agreed to fly down from Salt Lake and do that. And we had put out this call, and they were to meet at the north end, and it turned out we had 5,000 girls show up to walk and carry their banners across this field. Do you remember that?
I vaguely remember that, yes.
They didn't have all the white socks. They didn't have the white blouses. So
Right.
they're up in the audience changing and trading and had Dad's T-shirt on in some cases. But, yeah, they walked down like they'd rehearsed. All these kids, they just counted out 100 across the field, walked down, came back and turned and came through each other. And I remember you being there, and there was some, I don't know if you played a march under them or what you played, but the thing was sensational.
Well, we might have sung one of our patriotic songs because we did quite a few
I
of
know.
those. So
It
we might
seems
have
to
done
me
that in
there
the
was something
background,
going on in the background.
Now, that dance festival in 1980, how many dancers were there?
We had 10,000 dancers.
And how many
10,000
people in the
teenagers.
audience came?
102.
Yep.
We packed it.
The
Absolutely
Rose Bowl.
packed
And I
it.
think my wife was dancing in that dance festival. I'd not met her yet, but she was a dancer, one of the dancers in the 1980
where were
festival.
you? What area were we from? Mission Viejo, down there. Okay. Yeah.
So little did we know, I'm doing the pre-show, and she's dancing in the
dancing.
festival, and we didn't meet till two
You know, I
two
still
years
run
later.
into people that once in a while up here that were in that dance festival, and they still got their costume. They've held on to their all their
Well, didn't we
costumes.
do another dance festival in the 72, 73?
76.
See, I was gone in 76. I was on my mission, but I thought I danced in a dance festival in the Rose Bowl.
It may not have been anybody else but you there. No.
It was, and I think it was 72 or 73.
I didn't put that one on.
74,
I
yeah.
put on one in the Anaheim Stadium,
Okay.
the baseball stadium.
That was 76. Yeah, I was gone.
Okay, and I don't
I was in
remember that
Switzerland
other
at
one.
the time. So
But yeah, it was just so much fun, and that's when I realized how truly talented. And then, of course, we had all this great talent with road shows and so many things going on. That was just totally exciting. Well, let's go back. Now, we've kind of covered a little bit of the music. I have one more picture I want to show, but we'll get to it in a minute. What I'd like to do is let's talk about kids for just a minute. And we do a lot of things about relationships on the show. I have wonderfully trained therapists and PhDs that have an hour or so throughout the week. And why do we need that? Because everybody's having a very difficult time. You know, when their money and the economy is upside down, there's not enough money, it's really hard. Marriages, if they were rocky, they begin to tumble. And you put one word down here that really caught my eye, and the question or the point you were making with this is something about keeping marriages. What does it take to keep marriages a successful secret to having a successful marriage?
right.
So let's open up the secret.
Well, Jackie and I talked about this because it's our 30th anniversary.
You sure you did.
I thought,
Yeah, that's great.
what has led to our success? And we came up with 3 C's. I know that's kind of corny, but
No, it's not. It works.
the
It
3
helps us
C's
remember.
that we feel are have led to our success are commitment, communication, and compromise.
Wow.
And those three things, very simply, that it's not going to guarantee everyone's success in their marriage. But for us, those have been the things that have kept us going because, there's always rocky times.
I don't know how you could have a marriage without those things. And certainly they're important. And that's what people forget. They forget to talk. And they get hung up in what they want and what they need and what they have to have. And so the compromises go out of the door.
Well, and in this day and age, commitment is just not there. It's like, I'll get married, and if it works out, fine. If it doesn't,
I
okay.
heard somebody say that the other day.
Yep.
He said, this is my, second marriage or something. And he said, if it doesn't work out, I'll just move on. Wow.
You can't succeed like that.
No, you
just
can't.
So.
And it affects every part of your life.
Well, and there's another letter that we didn't put in there, which is L for luck. Because I'm a
Just
very lucky man.
Just married the right
I married the
person.
right woman and got very lucky.
What do you
so,
think, Jackie?
yeah.
She's got a microphone now in her
Uh-oh.
hand. What do
They
you think?
gave her a microphone.
I think everything he says is totally true. He is lucky that I married him.
Thank you.
Oh, I like a woman that speaks up for what she believes.
That's great.
And yes, the 3 C's are really, really important in our life. Yeah,
That's
in our marriage.
great. I think you could put a poster out on that one because I think people forget. They make life so complicated it doesn't need to be. The commitment is the first thing. Without the commitment, you're not going to have the other two, and it won't matter. So, but with the commitment, you can make it work. So you've got 5 children.
5 wonderful children, not just children, wonderful children. That's right.
Wonderful children, and 2 grandchildren.
2 grandkids, yep.
Yeah,
My
that's
oldest has given us 2 grandchildren.
Oh, I think that's so exciting. Is
Now,
everybody
how many
home?
grandchildren do you have?
Well, let's see. If you add them all together, a bunch. I have 15 grandchildren, and
Any greats yet?
I have Tara has 2 children, a boy and a girl, Mark's oldest, and Austin has 1 little girl.
Wow.
And Austin, Mark's oldest, is he and his wife are expecting twins in April, and his daughter's expecting another little girl. So that gives me 5? And then Kent's oldest son, he and his wife had twins 8 months ago.
That's awesome.
We never had twins in our
Twins.
family, and
Yeah, what
they've
is
got
it?
twin boys already here and twin
You're
girls
racking
on the
up
way.
the great-grandchildren like crazy
Just,
here.
honey, I am loving it.
I love it.
And I follow with you say, how did you see your grandchildren? Yes, on Facebook.
Yep.
So I go on Facebook to keep up with what everybody's
That's how I
doing.
track my kids.
I
Same
know.
way.
We
Yep.
all do the same thing. So you started a little bit talking a little bit about, by the way, because of your 3 C's and luck, your children have grown up to respect that, and usually they'll stay in that path, and that really is a very good feeling in the heart, I'll tell you.
Well, I watched my parents, and that's the pattern that I copied because they were successfully married and happy all those years for the same reason.
Makes a difference. Makes a difference.
Yeah, exactly.
Let's go back to your background in music because you started out when you say he was a professional jazz musician. Now, what did he play?
He played piano and vibraphone.
Okay, because they had so many wonderful places in the Los Angeles area, particularly in the beach area, down in Hermosa Beach and in
He
that
actually,
area.
they
had
played at the Admiral's Dinghy in Redondo Beach for
okay,
years.
the Redondo
in the early
Beach
70s.
is where that was one. There was another one down there. Oh gosh, it was a letter. I can't remember all these great people, but I talked about them the other day, and I love remembering because it was a time when if you were talented, you walked in and sat in. These were big names and big guys that were.
Well, I think
heard
that
on-
photo you showed is of me playing with my father at the Admiral's Dinghy in Redondo Beach.
Oh, really? Where did that go?
Yeah,
What
this
did I
one
do
right
with
here,
it?
This one.
Oh, down at the beach.
Yep.
Oh, okay.
So that's my dad in the foreground. That's me playing in the background.
12
and
years old.
That's got to be at the Admiral's Dinghy. That's about the right time. So.
Well, it was really. I love jazz, good jazz. I watched it change. I love Stan Kenton. It changed a little bit over the years, and finally he went back to his classical jazz, which was great.
Yep.
Loved it. So now, are you making a living at the music with the band? I mean, are you doing
It seems like I should be. I'm spending enough time on it, but no.
It's an expensive hobby.
No, it's not expensive. It just takes a lot of time, and it's fun, man. We just love it. We play things for free, charity events and other things for free, and then
So let's
we'll make money
let's
at it,
give
too.
somebody a phone number if they want to find you.
They can call me. It's 801-259-3232.
Well, that's easy.
That's easy.
Okay, Glenn Miggs, 801-259-3232.
Yeah, and the group is Deja Vu, the band.
I love the name. I absolutely love the
Thank
name. I
you.
know I've heard it.
Yeah, no, I've
And
heard it
you're
somewhere before,
where
too.
you guys are up in American Fort Lehigh.
We're in Lehigh, based in
Okay,
Lehigh. Uh-huh.
In Lehigh. And so if you've got something coming up, start out offering him something, and if he raises it a little bit, stay with it.
We do classic rock from the 60s and 70s.
Well,
we
that's
play
what you said.
Weddings
so
and parties.
Things
and,
like what?
Things like we do rock, country rock, Southern blues rock, like Leonard Skinner, Sweet Home Alabama, and Give Me 3 Steps, Mister, and we do Susie Q.
So what do you have, an hour, 2 hour show?
We probably have enough music for 3 or 4 hours. The musicians I'm playing with are very talented, and we've got a pretty sizable set list. Yeah.
Oh, that's great. All right, 801-259-3232. Let Glenn know that you've got something coming up and see what you guys can put together. We need to go to commercial break, and we'll be back in just a few minutes. Please come back with us. Thank you.
Thanks for listening to our broadcast. Please do us a favor and take a moment to call, text, or email your friends and family and let them know about this show. We're live on this radio station, KHQN AM 1480, and on UtahValleyLive.com, where this show will be archived for later viewing. Also, Utah Valley Live is seeking additional programming for our growing network, talk shows about religion or politics, how-to shows, and more. Go to UtahValleyLive.com and send us your contact information and the type of show you would like to broadcast.
Moving? LDSagents.com is a free nationwide service connecting you with over 3,000 real estate agents who understand questions about meeting house locations, ward boundaries, early morning seminary, and family neighborhoods. Buy, sell, or finance with an agent who understands you. LDSagents.com.
Hey, this is Jared. Join me on my new show, Ground Rules, every Tuesday from 12 noon to 1, where we're going to talk about the good, the bad, the ugly, and the funny of relationships. Join us as we discuss the games of dating, marriage, and just trying to figure out the opposite sex. So whether you've just started dating, or you're newlywed, or nearly dead, you've got questions, so let's get some answers. On the radio at KHQN 1480 AM and streaming live at UtahValleyLive.com.
Are you an athlete looking for a natural boost to your workout? Have you studied up on the benefits of nitric oxide production to your performance? Then you'll want to try Kyani's Nitro Extreme. Nitro Extreme promotes cardiovascular health and improved blood flow, supports muscle contraction and relaxation, as well as nerve transmission. I use Nitro Extreme right before I lift weights, and I've never been stronger in my entire life. If you don't try Nitro Extreme, you'll never know what you're missing. Call 801-362-9552 to order yours today. That's 801-362-9552.
Okay, we're back. Thank you again for being with us on radio and streaming video. We appreciate your attendance with us today. We do have a chat room. It should be right below the picture if you're on your computer. Take a look at it. And several times people have asked me about telephones, and it's a little bit difficult when you've got a delay between what's going out over the computer, which people are watching worldwide, and what's going over the radio. But we think we've worked that through. We think we've got the sound problem under control. So coming soon, you'll be able to call us and have a comment on the radio. And but meanwhile, use our chat room. Say hi to us. Let us know you're out there. We were talking about music and the types of music. And then I know you've done a lot of stage work. Because were you in the play that Mark and I put together an hour? Well, let's see, what was that called? 1 Hour to Be a Queen?
No, I
Kit
wasn't.
Poole wrote that years
But I was
ago.
in The Music Man.
Oh, that's right.
That you produced and Faye produced, and
yeah,
we did in the Newport Beach Steak. That was back in 80-something, 82, 83.
There was another one you might have been. It was called Prescription PH. I think Joanne Bushman Doxey of the General Relief Society Board. I think she had written that one.
Doesn't ring a bell.
Doesn't ring a bell.
But I did the church theater, and then I did some community theater in California.
Where?
In Lake Forest, the Lake Forest community.
Oh, the community theater. How about
theater
up here? Have you gotten involved in anything?
Yeah,
up here?
when we moved up here, I got involved in the local arts council in Lehigh.
Good for you.
And did a few shows, and then I ended up being the theater chair for the arts council for 3.5 years.
And what did that amount to? You raising money, or?
No, I was responsible for all the theatrical productions, the adult productions. So we would choose the productions, find a director. I was pretty much the producer of the local Lehigh Community Arts Council shows.
And as always, you have a real job.
Yeah, always have a real job.
While
yes.
all this is
That's
going
hopefully
on.
making some money while I'm doing all that. So I did that for years and have continued to perform with the Lehigh City Arts Council. They have some great productions. So I've kept really close with those folks over there.
Now, did you move up here before? Mark was telling me down in California, in Orange County, now they have this great choir. And 2 brothers have been working with this
Right.
choir. One of them has moved to Mesa, and he's got 150 in a choir there and 150 in Orange County in Southern California. And they were up here this summer or spring or whenever they've been up here performing.
Yes.
And
I know that from Michael Collier, who's in that choir.
Okay.
And they came up and visited with us, and we're performing in that choir, Southern California Mormon Chorale, or I can't remember the name
Well,
of it
there are
now,
2
but
of them. There's a Southern California one, and then there's one that
the other brother.
the Orange
yep.
County, just the Orange County area, and they're doing all kinds of fun things.
So, no, I was never involved in that. That started after. We came up here in 1993.
Okay. So then, is there a choir up in this area that you're involved in?
No,
a
I'm
big,
not.
big choir?
I'm not singing in any choirs, no. So I did the musical theater, and I've done that for quite a long time. And my kids have all followed my footsteps and performed in the junior high and high school productions and with the Arts Council.
How fun.
Yep. My son Jeffrey was the lead in Once
Wait,
on This Island.
I do have to ask Jackie, your wife. Jackie, I know she's off camera, but I
hating
really
this.
I have to ask her, how do you tolerate all of this? Are you in the plays also?
You know, sometimes I am. Sometimes I was the stage manager. Sometimes I'm in the ensemble, and sometimes I just take pictures in the audience.
Well, that's good that you're involved, because that would be really hard with all these stage people in your family. Hey, we have a note. I don't know this person, so you must know them.
That's my sister Judy Meggs Grove. So she must have got my email and is listening in. So hi, Judy.
Says,
Nice
hey,
to
brother,
hear
you
Yep.
have you've
Hit
hit
the
the
big
big time. Judy, thank you. Where does Judy live?
She's in West Jordan.
Oh, good.
With Gary Grove. I don't know if you knew the Groves. Bessie Grove and her son Gary were in Costa Mesa, Newport
Oh
Beach
my
State.
gosh, is that who it is?
That's who it is. So she married Gary way back when in 70, whatever it was.
Oh, how
73 or
fun.
74. Sorry, Judy, I don't remember. I follow my anniversary very closely, but not yours as much.
Well, thank you so much for
Great to hear
tuning
from
in
her.
today. See if I get the right people on. We build the audience up more and more and more and more.
Yeah.
Well, a lot of reasons I wanted to have Glenn on, but as you can see, we're playing catch up here on different things. And then I do want to get into some of the things you want to mention some more about entertainment, but I want to get into what your real job is,
Right.
what you're
We'll
doing, and
talk
how
about
you've
that.
turned that into a huge success. And then I don't, excuse me, I don't know much about the Rotary Club. I know they have a group down here, but I don't know what that means or what they really do. I was involved in the chamber, so I heard about it a little bit. So you want to, let's see, pick up a little bit
Well,
about...
let me finish with the entertainment
Oh, yeah,
thing.
because I just see the Savior of the World production.
Right.
Talk about that, and then we're going to talk about some music. Are we going to do that after the next commercial? Okay, good.
So when I moved up here, after I got married, I stopped playing drums completely. The drums were in my basement. I never played them. So and then
Aren't
all
you
this,
happy?
You know, that wasn't my fault. I would love to have heard them, but he never
just
picked
never
it
did.
up
Got
again.
busy with kids and job
Okay.
and trying to survive, and economic times were
Yes,
tough, so just
yeah.
didn't do that much. But was involved in the theater. And then a few years ago, a friend of mine, David Wade, who's in my band, my current band, we were in a play together, performing together, and got to know each other. Hey, I play. And then he called me up one day and said, hey, come over. We're doing this big gig in my backyard for my daughter, and we don't have a drummer. So that started me on my drum career again. I came, played for 3 hours, just had a blast.
How fun.
And I've been playing about 40 years now.
So
pretty
you're on
full-time.
drums with this group.
I'm on drums, yes. I play drums in 3 bands. This is my band, Deja Vu the band. I play with another blues band called Randy Mundy and the Monday Morning Blues Band. He's a singer-songwriter.
Okay.
So I'm just the drummer there and backup singer. And then I play with another 50s, 60s band. I'm the drummer called Johnny and the Rebels. And they're out of
fun.
Lehigh as well. So
Well, all
it
right,
keeps me
let's-
busy. The drums are a lot of fun.
Let's do. He's got a lot of bands, a lot of things going on, and we've got Valentine's Day coming up, and people should be doing nice things for each other. So let's see if we can get some music involved in their life. 801. This is Glenn Megg's phone number. 801-259-3232. 801-259-3232. And get hold of him. You're available.
Love to.
And
Yep.
do you work a price out that works?
Price out that works, and these guys are all pros, professional studio musicians. They're great. We have a great sound, and would love to play.
Oh, that is so good. All right, tell me about this. This.
So we're doing a production of Savior of the World, in my stake, the Lehigh West stake of the church. And
That's right. You mentioned you were just starting on
Yep.
that. Tell me about that, because I don't really know about it.
About a year and a half ago, I produced a show called An Evening with Joseph and Emma. It was an original production written by a man on our stake, and I produced it and directed it, a two-person show. Wonderful show, went really well, and everyone was really pleased. And at that point, I got this idea in my head from you and from Faye Eccles that I could convince my stake to put on a stake production. So
Yeah,
I went to them.
You have a big enough idea, and you promise to do all the work,
That's
and they
correct.
finally say
They said-
yes.
So I proposed to them that we do Savior of the World, and it was about a year later we got approval. So I'm the director of this production where we have two stakes involved, and we're producing Savior of the World, which is the wonderful musical that's produced downtown at the Conference Center Theater
Right.
every year.
Right.
The church has now released all that material, and you can produce it
So it's
locally.
available.
So we're doing that. We've
That's
done the
as I
casting.
recall, that's a big cast.
We have 55 people in the cast, but it can be 100 easily. Yeah,
Oh,
it can be a
wow.
big cast. I just couldn't put 100 people on our stake stage. Not big enough.
Which building are you using out there?
It's the Lehigh West Stake Center. It's one of the older stake centers. We've got a nice, fairly large stage and a nice sideways, horizontal gymnasium, great for shows. Kind of like the old Newport Beach Stake Center, similar in size and
Not
shape.
so deep.
Not so deep.
It's wide.
So we're in rehearsals right now and doing well, just starting
Do you
just
have a
starting the
part?
blocking.
If you put yourself into a part, or you're just directing?
No, I don't like to perform when I'm directing because then I have to leave my director's chair and be on stage, and I can't see what's happening in those moments. So I resist the temptation to put myself in the show. Even though I'd love to perform in this show, it's amazing.
It's
Just
really
an
good
amazing
to
production.
see the youth grow up and catch on and take over. You know, there is a point in when you're putting on projects in the ward, put on productions in the ward, that you say, I think I'm through. I think this is my last one. And I did that for about 5 years. And then one day I said, you know, we need youth to take over. I had forgotten how much energy.
It's a lot of
It
work.
takes a lot of
Yep.
energy, a lot of phone calls, a lot of early Saturday morning rehearsals. I don't know if you remember, but I liked having rehearsals at 6 a.m. because everybody knew where they were, you know, and then they'd get
Yeah, we
orange
loved
juice.
that. Let me tell you, I remember that.
I brought that same thing up here, and people going, what are you talking about, 6 o'clock on a Saturday morning? Well, you know where you are. And they were done by 8 o'clock. Then everybody could go back to bed or on the shop or whatever, cut the grass, whatever, shovel snow.
So we're doing this production right before Easter. The church produces it before Christmas and after Christmas.
That's right.
But we're doing it before Easter. So we actually, our closing night is the night before Easter.
Oh, well, let's give the dates.
Yeah, we open on March 29th.
All right, wait a minute. March 29, which is a what?
Which is a Friday night.
Friday, okay.
Yep. Or is it a Thursday? I don't remember. Friday or Thursday.
March
29th.
March
I know that's the
29th, and it's called the Lehigh
Utah West Stake.
Lehigh, Utah West Stake, and that's located about where?
1900 North and 500 West.
1900 North, 500. Oh,
If people want to come, they're free. The tickets are free.
yeah. Do you come right off the freeway at 500?
No, you
that's
get off. You
500
get off at
east.
2100 North in Lehigh now. The exit there
Oh,
by
it's
the block
changed.
by the block factory. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. But
Oh.
people can call me if they want to come to the show. I can
Oh,
get
wait.
them tickets.
So it's okay. So you come off the freeway and you're going up on the hill,
Correct, up the hill.
past
yeah.
the cinder block place.
Correct.
Okay,
Yeah.
and then you go up on the hill in Lehigh, and it's up there.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, I know where it is. I forgot. I've been there. Okay.
And then we close on April 7th, which is Saturday night.
So it's going to run every night?
Not every night. We're closed. We're dark on Sunday and Monday.
Okay.
And I think after opening, when we open that Saturday, we're dark because it's conference weekend, so we can't perform on Priesthood Saturday.
March the 29th is a Thursday. Does that sound right?
I think that's correct.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay,
So then March 30th is Friday. So we're the Thursday, Friday. Then we're dark on Saturday because of conference. It's priesthood session of conference.
that's right. Okay.
And then Sunday, Monday we're dark, and then Tuesday through Saturday of the next week.
Oh, that's a big run.
Yeah, 7 shows.
Oh, my goodness. Okay, I'm going to give your phone number again in case somebody wants particulars. Free. Doesn't
Yeah,
cost
free.
anything. Bring
Nope.
the kids. Good show for everybody. How about babies? Babies welcome.
Babies are not encouraged.
Okay, under what? 5?
Under 8.
Under
They
8.
really would like under 8 to.
It's
yeah.
it's hard because
hard.
it's you
So
have a
many young
baby
families.
screaming and you just lost a whole dialogue. It's 801 259 3232 801 259 3232 for more information. And maybe something you'd like to put in your ward bulletin or your stake bulletin, let people know what's going on. And if you haven't talked to the Daily Herald, which we love the Daily Herald, they've been running an ad for us, which we really have appreciated and enjoyed. So they do have a calendar. So call and see if you can get on their calendar.
Wonderful. We'll do that. It's
And
good idea.
when you get a little bit closer, get that out. And let's see. Well, they should be able to tell you. I'm trying to think who it is. I've met several down there, but start with Michelle Bates. She's over marketing, and she can tell you where and what
Wonderful. We'll do
would
that.
be the
Thank you.
best. Yeah, to go there. Now, before we let's take a commercial right here. Then you can get ready with the music, and let's talk about that when we come right back. So stay with us. We're working our way up to the Rotary Club, and we're going to hear some early 60s music, or what is this?
We'll hear from my band.
Oh,
We'll
from
do
your
one- we'll
band,
do one of
from
the demo
Deja
tracks.
Vu. Okay, we'll be back in just a few minutes.
Are you looking to create another revenue stream in 2012? Are you willing to put out the effort to generate some cash flow? Pat Sheranian is seeking 10 motivated individuals to join her Kyani team as independent distributors. Earn as much as you are willing to work for selling Kyani Sunrise, Sunset, Nitro FX, and Nitro Extreme. These great products are helping thousands of people enjoy better health and an improved financial situation. The most successful Kyani independent distributors started by trying the Kyani products, just as you can, virtually risk-free, as Kyani offers a 30-day money-back satisfaction guarantee. Try them and don't like them, and you'll get your money back, less the shipping costs. So many people today are challenged by obesity and diabetes, or don't have enough money for their needs, and they aren't doing anything about it. Don't be one of them. Call Pat Sheranian at 801-362-9552 to find out more about Kyani and what it can do for your health and for your wealth. That's 801-362-9552.
Hi, I'm Roger Strong. I'm here to tell you about Tidbits of Utah County. No death, divorce, devastation, or destruction, just good news for good people. You'll find us everywhere in Utah Valley, in doctors' offices, restaurants, mechanic shops, anywhere that people wait. We have over 35 features of fun, family-friendly entertainment. To find a paper or to advertise, call Roger at 801-616-6288. Again, that's Roger at 801-616-6288. We're Tidbits of Utah County, the happy paper for Happy Valley.
LDS members have unique questions when moving out of state. LDSagents.com has answers. Since 1999, LDSagents.com has been a free nationwide service connecting you with over 3,000 real estate agents who understand your needs. Tell your family members about LDSagents.com.
Okay, we're back. This is Pat Sheranian with Glenn Meggs and his lovely wife Jackie sitting in the audience with us. I made that sound like there are 55 people here. No, it's not.
You did. It was good.
The room is not that big, I promise you. And we're going to hear some music, so let us know what we're going to hear.
We're going to hear my band's rendition of Susie Q.
Okay, and this is Deja Vu.
This is Deja Vu, the band, and I'm lead singing on this.
Okay,
Yep.
Glenn Meggs
Thought it might be fun
and
to let you
Deja
hear us.
Vu.
Oh, Susie Q,
song. I loved it. Really, I had to think about that being you. There's a whole different sound coming out.
Well, like I said, we recorded that in my basement.
That's a
just
darn
kind of a
good
one-take
recording.
wonder, and then it was fun. A lot of fun.
So you were singing while playing the drums.
Actually, on that recording, I was not. Normally, I do.
Okay.
I sing at the same time as I play, and some of the guys in the band can't figure out how I can do that. But in this case, we recorded the
For those of us that can't rub our head and pat our tummy at the same time, we understand that.
It was actually a real treat for me to be able to sing it to the sound. We recorded all the instrumentals, and then I sang the song on top of that, so it was kind of nice.
Oh, that's great.
But usually
well,
we do live,
your
we're all singing.
daughter was the backup on this?
She's the backup on that track, and then she lead sings on some of the other songs that we do.
And she's how old?
She is 24. 24. My wife says yes, 24.
24. Oh, this is exciting. How fun to do that.
So she's singing with us.
Oh, what a pleasure that is to have a family that you're musical, and your family home evenings must have been exceptional. Well, after they stopped rolling around on the floor and under the coffee tables and all the other things, but got big enough to play musical instruments. Do you get together and all play an instrument?
We have never gotten all together. My older boys play a little guitar and sing, a little folk guitar type stuff, pop music. And so we're getting there. Yeah. And my son Nathan is my youngest, who's now 14 and almost 6 feet tall. You know about tall boys.
I know about tall boys.
He's studying the drums and percussion and has taken piano, so he's there.
I had forgotten you have one that young.
Yep.
That is great. Well, yeah, Mark's youngest one's 14. Come to think of it, my own children have 14-year-olds.
Then I have a missionary, by the way, in the field.
Where is he?
Second to youngest, Evan, is in South Korea.
Oh, good for him.
He's on the very southern tip of South Korea right now. He's got about 8 months left.
That's pretty safe there, right?
It's doing well, yep.
Okay.
Away from the earthquakes and away from he's about as far away from North Korea as you can get. So that makes Mama happy.
That makes me happy to hear.
He's happy with that.
That's great.
He's doing well.
That's exciting. I'm just so fun to catch up with you and find out what everybody's doing. So let's do this. Let's talk a little bit. I'm going to mention again, Savior of the World production. This is going to be good. Glenn puts on great good productions because Fackles and I taught him how to do it.
I was trained by the best.
It takes a lot of time and a lot of work. But give him a call, and if you want to know more about Savior of the World and when that's coming up in March, and maybe the locational but better way of finding it, it's out in Lehigh, 801-259-3232. And, boy, he's got a lot of things to offer. He's got this production coming up. He's got his own band and 2 other bands he's working with. And besides that, you're all involved with the Rotary Club. Tell me about that.
I take after you. The good people just are always busy. They always have their 6 irons in the fire.
I appreciate that. But any day now, I say, okay, I don't care what's... When I turn 92, I'm retiring. I don't care what's going on.
Well, the Rotary Club is a great organization. They are the largest humanitarian organization in the world.
I did not know that.
They do humanitarian service all over the world. There are over 1.2 million members of Rotary worldwide.
Wow.
Yep.
Well, when you say they charity work, volunteer work, do they go in when there are earthquakes or things like that?
Yes.
Feed hungry children, or what is the focus?
The local Rotary clubs will go in after emergencies and help, but their main focus is literacy.
Okay.
And health and wellness and peace. So worldwide, they are pursuing illnesses to eliminate illnesses with good, clean water and good food and disease elimination and prevention. The Rotary Club, for example, has been responsible almost solely for the near eradication of polio in the world.
Wow.
They started in 1985 getting involved, and we had the vaccination.
So they literally travel all over, groups
Well, there are Rotary clubs all over the world, in every country, in every city almost.
So are you connected? I mean, you have a way of, particularly with the Internet now, I'm certain that you are all connected.
Well, Rotary International is headquartered in Chicago, Illinois. That's where it was started.
Okay.
But they have a foundation, which is millions and millions of dollars, and we activated this project to immunize the world. And so Rotary Club members, Rotarians, went out and put the vaccine that we've had since the 50s into children's mouths. We've immunized over 2 billion children over that time frame. And we're almost there. We're down to 3 or 4 countries that have polio left in them. The rest of the world polio has been eradicated. So in that closing effort, which is the hardest, the last few countries, Bill Gates Foundation has gotten involved and donated $355 million to Rotary to finish the job, and we've matched that. So we've got over $500 million to that project. So there's Rotarians all over the world who are out in those countries, getting the vaccine
So when
to
you
those
when you
mouths.
have a local meeting, what do you talk about? Do you talk about the world things or the neighborhood things, or
Yeah, both. We have the Rotary Club of Lehigh, which
Okay.
is the local club in Lehigh. There are other clubs in
I know
Utah
there's
Valley.
one here. Yeah, I've seen other
Yeah,
clubs.
there's one in Orem and one in Provo. And we talk about local issues and local needs. We have local service projects. We do fundraisers. And we also talk about international things. Our club is sponsoring a couple of projects down in South America right now.
So is membership open all the time?
Membership is open. You have to qualify, but that's a fairly easy process to qualify.
What is it? What do you have to do to qualify?
Your name is put forward to the club board, and the board approves
So somebody
you.
has to vote you in.
He has to vote you in, and the club members all approve you, and then you're in. So, matter of fact, my wife Jackie is the membership chair. She's a member of Rotary also, and
What
she's
are the
membership
dues?
chair.
How much are the?
It's $45 a month,
Okay.
and that includes a donation to the Rotary Foundation, International Foundation,
So
to help
that's
with these
part
projects.
of your membership. Okay, goes there.
Yeah, and then the rest is
Does
for club
that
administration.
does that
and so
include
forth.
lunches, or is that
No, lunches are extra, and we meet at the Wingers in Lehigh every Wednesday at noon.
At what time?
At noon.
At noon. You
Yep.
just said that.
I just said that for lunch. So if anyone's interested
I'm
in hearing
thinking
more,
breakfast, and I thought I don't make breakfast.
yeah,
at 2
visitors are
early.
welcome to come. So if you want to come to the Wingers in Lehigh and have lunch with us and get to know our club, we'd love to have visitors, and we'd love
Jackie,
to have
do
more
you go to
members.
this and
I go every Wednesday.
do you
That's right.
sign people up and invite them to join? I think this is a great idea.
It's a lot of fun. We have a lot of fun doing also activities with our Rotary families, the members in Lehigh. So
Great
And-
relationship.
and
And it all
so it's-
started with Steve Rawl.
In Lehigh.
Steve's the one who got me recruited. He was approached
I don't,
by
I don't know if Steve's listening or watching. Did
I
you?
bet he is,
Did
yeah.
you?
I'll
Hi,
bet he is,
hi,
yeah.
Steve.
Hey, Steve.
Steve grew up down in Newport Beach also, and then moved up here. And you
Yep.
guys are in the same neighborhood.
Steve's
for
my
a
best
long
bud,
time?
has been for 30, 40 years,
Yeah,
probably
long,
almost
long
40
time.
years.
So he's involved.
Yeah, he started the club with the sponsorship of a local club, and he said, hey, why don't you come over to Rotary and see what this is about? So I stepped into the club and got interested, and now I stay because it is so fulfilling to do the kind of service. I mean, we are saving people's lives, and that's really meaningful for me. In other countries and even locally, we're really helping improve people's lives.
I am so
It's
happy
just
to
so
hear
wonderful.
about
Yeah.
this organization because it's been out there for so many years, and I've gone to a lunch years ago when I was involved with the chamber in Provo, Orem. I went to a Rotary luncheon. They had a speaker. They talked about, read the minutes, and a few things happened, but I didn't realize it was such a huge organization with that kind of money moving through it.
Yep, and we're fundraising all the time. We're having a fundraiser coming up in February, and so we're always trying to raise money so we can put that money to good
So
use and help
it
people.
doesn't matter what religion, doesn't matter if they're Democrat, Republican, Independent, or trying to figure it out. None of that gets involved.
That's one of the powers of Rotary is that we don't care. And so we can go into places that other people can't because people know that we're neutral. We're completely neutral. Doesn't matter what race, color, religion. We don't care.
think
If
that's
you're
a-
there to help serve, you're welcomed with open arms. We don't care who you are.
Do you do any networking, or company to company, business to business? I
That
mean,
happens. That's not the purpose of Rotary, but
But
that's
it's
actually how it got
it's part-
started.
Oh,
Rotary
okay.
started as a networking group and businessmen getting together, and they'd go and visit each other's businesses and then talk about how to help the needy and the poor in their area. And it's expanded.
Who could do that through their businesses,
Yep.
contacts, and so forth.
Yep.
So this Wednesday,
Wednesday at
noon at Wingers, which
at
is
Wingers
located.
in Lehigh, just off State Street there in Lehigh, just behind the high school. I don't have the exact address, but it's right over there on.
Oh, okay. As you come off the freeway, the main road off the
Yep.
freeway, the street that if you keep going, you eventually go out to Saratoga Springs or somewhere out there. Do you go right through the middle of Lehigh?
That's Main Street, but this is off Main Street. This is behind the high school. So
Oh,
runs
it
by
is.
by
It's the
ball
first little
fields.
street.
Yeah.
When you come off,
Yeah.
you turn right at
You
the
turn
first little
right,
street
yeah.
after you come off the freeway. Okay, gotcha. That's been there. Several things have been there back and forth. Okay,
So
so
again,
when-
if someone's interested,
Okay.
call me.
that's an easy.
I'd
Yeah,
be happy
and
to give them referral.
let's do the number again: 801-259-3232.
My phone's going to be ringing off the hook. Yeah.
I hope. Let's hope. And if you have a friend, share the information, particularly if you're up in the Lehigh area. Does that include American Fork, or do they have their own?
American Fork has their own club. Orem has a club. Provo has a club. So if you're in one of those other areas, I'd be happy to let you know how to get involved in your
So
area.
you've
if you're
got a
not in
roster,
Lehigh.
and you
Oh,
can
yeah.
get phone numbers for everybody. That's great. Well, we're going to run out of time
We
here,
are.
and I'm not yet there where I want to go. So talk about your business, how you started in business, and what you were doing because you grew up in a family and it was business. They ran the business of the band. They ran the business of network marketing. And as I recall, the first time I went to your home, your mother, I don't remember the product. Was it Amway?
I was Shackley.
Shackley.
The first product.
And we walked into the door, and right there was a counter, and all these products were displayed, and then beyond that was the living room, right?
Right, pretty much, that's correct.
And I thought, she's serious about this. She's not just talking about it. She's serious.
It was a home-based business.
It was one of the first, I might add, one of the first that I had ever been to in a home.
And that's probably why I've always wanted to work out of my home, to make a living.
Because everybody grew up in your home.
That's what we did, that's right. But you're the one who got me started in business.
Did I? What did I do? No, what was I doing?
You were in executive recruiting, and you
I
placed
was in
me
personnel business
with Dunn's Marketing Services. You got me the job.
I did.
I was underqualified. I didn't have a degree, and you were supposed to have a degree, but you talked the lady into seeing me because this guy's great. And sure enough, I got hired.
You were home from a mission?
I'd been home for a couple of years.
At that time.
So that was one of the things you
I don't think you were married yet.
No, we weren't married.
You weren't married yet. Okay. I do kind of, I do remember.
Well,
that
and
was
you
fun.
also got my wife a job.
I did?
After I met my wife, you also found her a position. So we are very grateful to Pat
you know
Serenian
what?
for all the work you're doing.
If I'm having a bad day at any time, I'm calling the two of you.
Absolutely. We love you. So anyway,
I hit the jackpot today. That's really nice.
That got me started in
Some
business.
of those things I truly had forgotten, but now as I think about it, I love the personnel business. It was
you
so
were very, very good at it,
busy.
obviously.
It was. I was busy.
So I succeeded at that job, and then I kept doing sales and marketing, started my own business for years, and I never made any money. You can ask my wife. Ran my little consulting business out of the basement and just couldn't make a dime hardly. And struggled and back and forth and went back to another employer and worked for a year or two. But I had to go back to my own thing. I finally found the business I'm in now.
Let's talk about it.
I've been doing that for 10 years now.
I started to say you've been in this and it works.
And I am doing consulting in the credit card processing business.
Okay.
So I help big companies mostly.
So is this like merchant account?
Merchant account, right.
Okay, so these are merchant accounts.
And I work in the commercial, what I call the commercial side. I help companies that are buying and selling to each other on credit card to make that more efficient and more effective.
For instance, well, you don't have to name any, I guess, but so it wouldn't be like but what if I have a small business and I have what if I wanted to open a merchant's account for what I'm doing here?
I have small clients, and I can certainly help the small business persons just starting up or just having a merchant
account. But you work
account.
with the big commercial guys, too.
Mostly I have for example, I have a large company that does building materials and supplies. And they sell to contractors and other businesses, and $1 million a month is on credit card. And so I help them process those payments more effectively, more efficiently, and cheaper. So I save my clients money on all of that. It's very complicated to process credit cards correctly.
I don't even want to think about it because I have a fellow that comes on Wednesday and tells me I should never use a credit card again. Right. Don't cut them up, just quit using them.
That's right. Yeah, on the consumer side, not a bad idea, but...
Well, I can see how it would be difficult. Checks take too long to go through. Cash won't work. There's no paper trail. But you do have that then with the credit cards.
Credit card processing is growing. You know, we've had this, what others call a recession. I call it an economic slowdown or whatever you want to call it. My business has actually increased. It's grown. Because even though people are buying less, they're putting more on credit card. Or companies who are buying from each other are not writing a check. They're putting it on credit card so they get a little bit extra float. Those contractors will put it on their credit card so they get a few extra days, a few extra weeks to pay that credit card bill off. So my business is actually growing.
Well, I was going to go ask, in the times that we have, people sometimes can't make their payments. Now what? Are you caught in the middle of that?
No, I don't do that. That's the bank side that issues the credit card.
Okay.
That's their risk. But let me tell you, those banks get plenty of money because most of the money that the merchants pay to process credit cards goes to those banks to cover their risk. So it's all worked out well.
We are running out of time, and I can't stand it because I still had other pictures. Who's in this one with your dad? Just real quick.
This is my father's jazz group. It was called the Multi-Sounds.
The Multi-Sounds.
Yep.
There you go.
And this man over here is Jimmy Rosa, most talented musician I ever met. He could play the drums with his feet and the trombone with his hand.
Oh, my goodness.
Or he could play the drums with his feet and two trumpets at the same time in harmony. That was amazing. And that's my dad, Gene Meggs. And then that's Paul Andrews, the bass player, and very, very funny guy. You can just tell by the look of those guys that
they had a lot of
they
fun.
were hilarious.
That's a
that's
setup
my
right
musical
there.
heritage right there. So,
Well, you brought a lot to us today, and we certainly appreciate it, Glenn. Thank you. And Jackie,
Thank you.
thank you for coming in studio with him. And
We'll
next
come
time,
back sometime. Maybe
come
I'll
on-
bring Steve
come
with
on
me.
in.
We'll play a
Bring
little
Steve.
sing.
Oh, I'd love to
Yeah,
have you come
that'd
in.
be
Bring
good.
the band down. We've had that happen.
We could do that too.
This is Pat Sheranian. Thank you, Glenn, for being with us. I appreciate it so much, and thank you for watching and listening. Have a safe day.